It's the Omer Countdown. The final countdown.
Hello everybody, it's Brother Aaron from Got a Minute. I'm going to show you a video about the Rapture code in Leviticus. At least that's what I'm calling it. The Rapture code in Leviticus, Lord of the Harvest, is coded in there. It's just outside of normal human capability. It's incredible. It proves how amazing God is. Let's start off with this Lego guy though. This is Felipe. He's on the 36th step. The yellow blocks represent the Sabbath. Sabbath 1, Sabbath 2, Sabbath 3, Sabbath 4, Sabbath 5, Sabbath 6. He's on step 36 because it's the Omer countdown. It's day 36 of 50. June 8th, Sunday, is our Shavuot, Pentecost. And a lot of people, I see it every day in the comments, people are Googling it and the Google machine is saying it's June 1st. That's not what it is. That's a week too early. Sunday, June 8th is the 50 days because we remember that Christ rose on April 20th of this particular year. 7 Sabbaths must be complete. That's 7 weekly Sabbaths must be complete. And then bam, you count 49 days and then it's day 50. And this is why the Leviticus code is so critical and it points to this pattern. Let me show you this. It's fun. So this is Leviticus chapter 1. I'm going to talk about this, but I just need to do a little bit of prep leading into that. So this chart will be the final thing I'm going to talk about. I'll show you this incredible pattern that is unbelievable. This is just a little bit of a review. I've talked about these in the past, and most people are familiar with this, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but it is foundational to understand where I'm coming from. Equal, letter, skip. Every 50 letters spells Torah in Genesis 1. Tav, Vav, Resh, He. Every 50 letters in Exodus 1 spells Torah. Tav, Vav, Resh, He. Every 8 letters in Leviticus spells Yod, Yahweh, Yod, He, Vav, He. Every 50 letters backwards spells Torah in the book of Numbers, chapter 1. Every 50 letters in Deuteronomy spells Torah backwards, 49 letters. 50 times 50 times 8 times 50 times 49 is 49 million. 49 is a derivative of the count of feast weeks, and it's also a count to a Jubilee cycle. If you add them all up, it's the value of light. Jesus is the light of the world. He's coming soon. So this is very special as it multiplies and adds up to a 49, which is a basic fundamental mathematical thing that points to feast 2 weeks because it's a 49-day count. And then on the 50th day, it's the feast 2 weeks, the big, amazing day. So there's a little foundational thing there. And then in Leviticus, there's more patterns and codes that I'm going to show you, but I've done some videos on that in the past. We're going to focus on chapter 1 where it basically repeats the same pattern with the 50-50-49 pattern. I'll show you that in a second. What's this? Oh yeah, this is a different video that I did. But basically in ELS skips, in Genesis chapter 1, we have Yod He Vav He, we have the light, that's coded every 13 letters, skipping over 13 letters. We have the word shofar, we have the word the lamb, we have behold Ruth. But Ruth backwards, or Torah backwards, means behold Ruth. I made a mistake with this little thing shouldn't be here. I think of the Tav as a musical note. That's why I accidentally put that little lip there, but that shouldn't be there. So what we have in Genesis 1 is, will Jesus, the light of the world, the Lamb of God, blow the shofar on feast 2 weeks. Whoa! I did the video on that about a week ago. These are some other codes I did. There's no mistake in some of these codes. There's no accident in some of these codes. It's just incredible. It's like mathematically impossible for God to be so consistent. I know this is not part of this video, but this is so special. In Proverbs 30, verse 4 through 7, there's this thing, it's saying, what is his son's name? And every 22nd letter, it spells Yeshua the gift. Come on, guys. Yeshua the gift. Underneath the text that says, what is his son's name? And in the Old Testament, there's lots of Torahs, every 50 letters or 49 letters. Every time you see that pattern, you reverse it and it means behold Ruth. Okay, so there's a little bit of a foundational thought with all this. And here's another one right here, where this is Leviticus chapter 1. It's all culminating and pointing to Leviticus chapter 1. So now we're going to get into that, and we're gonna talk about that. Okay, so let's get out this other chart. And I'll show you this. I'll show you visually what we're looking at first, and then I'll show you with that chart. It'll make more sense to you. So, okay, so what we have here is every 8 letters, or in other words, you skip every 7. Depends on how you want to say it. But here's Yod. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1. So if you count the red, that's 8. Or in other words, it skipped over 7. So anyway, either way, it's Yod He Vav He coded at the beginning. Not only that, you have this Yahweh right here, the name of Yahweh. So it not only is the code Yahweh, but it bumps into a word that is Yahweh. And then 50 letters from this Hey to this, it's a Yod again, but it's Yahweh. This word is Yahweh. And then 50 letters again, it goes to a Hey, which is the ox. Christ is the ox, our ultimate sacrifice. And then 49 letters from that goes to the Vav in the name of Yahweh. And this is Yahweh. And then another 50 letters goes to Yahweh, which is the Hey in his name. And then every 5 letters, it spells the word Ketzar. That means harvest. So I'm going to show you this chart now, because a lot of you guys are looking at this going, what is Aaron talking about? So I'm going to try now and explain that a little simpler, but I'm just going to zoom out and I'll say it here and then I'll say it again with this chart. We have Yahweh, 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 but that's not Yahweh, that's the ox. Yahweh, Yahweh, Yod, Hey, Vav, Hey is Yahweh, with the word harvest coded in verse 2. So let me explain that with another visual. Yod, Hey, Vav, Hey. All right? Yod, Hey, Vav, Hey. So behold. So behold the hand, behold the nail. So we have Yahweh once. The third word that it's coded is Yahweh. Skip over 50 steps, Yod. That word is Yahweh. Skip over 50 steps, it's a Hey, that's the ox. Skip over 49 letters, that's Yahweh. Skip over 50 letters, that's Yahweh. It hits the Yod in this word, it hits the Hey in this word, it hits the Vav in this word, it hits the Hey in that word. So in other words, we have 1 Yahweh, 2 Yahweh, 3 Yahweh, 4 Yahweh, 5 Yahweh, 6 Yahweh. This pattern follows suit of the 50, 50, 50, 49 pattern. See, 50, 50, 49, 50? So this pattern also points to this word. See that? 50, 50, 50, 49. 50, 50, 50, 49 points to that word. So we have a horizontal pointing to Yod He Vav He, and we have a vertical Yahweh pointing to Yahweh in Leviticus chapter 1, the center book of the Torah. Jesus died on the cross for you. Behold the hand, behold the nail. Everything points to Christ. So not only do most people know this pattern, but now we've got a vertical pattern pointing to Yahweh. This is incredible. It's like 1 in a billion odds with all this. It's ridiculous how this is all adding up. In the middle of this incredibly God-designed structure, we have every 6th letter Katsir. Kaf, Tzidi, Yod, Resh. Every 6th letter. Or in other words, it skips every 5. That Strong's number is H7105. It means harvest. It means harvest. So Lord of the harvest. Where do we see this word Katsar? We see it in Exodus 34 verse 22 when it's talking about the Feast of Weeks, harvest. Feast of Weeks you shall do for you, bring the bakar of the harvest. So this word, Feast of Weeks, is also called the Feast of Harvest. The Feast of Harvest. So what we have here, coded in Leviticus, is Lord of the harvest. Jesus is called the Lord of the harvest in Matthew 9 verse 20 or 38. Therefore pray the Lord of the harvest, the Yahweh of the Kitzar, to send out laborers into his harvest. Jesus is Lord of the harvest. And that's the code. in Leviticus chapter 1. Essentially, Feast of Weeks is coded in Leviticus chapter 1. The word tamim is in there. In this 49 letter gap, the word tamim is in there. Tav, Mam, Med, Mem, Yod, Mem. That's a value of 490. You and I are without defect. We're complete because of the blood of Christ. And the last time that we see the word harvest in the Bible is, I believe, in Revelation 14. Let me just double check that. Yeah, reaping the harvest. This is the last time we see the word harvest, the last mention of it. Then I looked, and behold, a white cloud, and on a cloud sat one like the Son of Man, having on his head a golden crown, and in his hand a sharp sickle. And another angel came out of the temple, crying out with a loud voice to him who sat on the cloud, thrust in your sickle and reap, for the time has come for you to reap, for the harvest. The harvest, that's the last time it's mentioned, of the earth is ripe. So he, that's Jesus, who sat on the cloud, thrust in his sickle on the earth, and the earth was reaped. Jesus is Lord of the harvest. Will Jesus come, the Lord of the harvest, and harvest us on the feast of the harvest, which is the Feast of Weeks? And just to add all that, the blood is a value of 49. After the pattern, in this pattern, at the end of it all, once it's all done here, pretty shortly after it, we just see the word plainly, the blood. Hey, Delet Mem. That's a value of 49. And we see it over there too. Hey, Delet Mem. That's a value of 49. So the blood is a value of 49. The blood is a value of 49. To be made perfect, or to me, means 490. The count to Feast of Weeks is 49. The blood is 49. Leviticus 21, this code is not found anywhere else. At least I can't find it anywhere else. This right here, skipping over 2 letters, it says, behold the blood of Yeshua. Behold the blood of Yeshua. Yeshua. So, Yod Shin Vav Ayin, that's Yeshua. Blood, Dalet Mem, and behold over here. Behold the blood of Yeshua. It's the blood that saves, and the blood is a value of 49. Yeah, so this is just, I love this, man. This is God. This is God. Now, our speculation of rapture timing can vary on this, but no doubt, at the very minimum, God designed this. This is no accident. Absolutely no accident. A man couldn't have done this if he tried. Couldn't have done this if he tried. So the Bible is real. God is real. He wrote this word. He wrote this in patterns. He is predictable. And he wants us to seek these things out. I pray that you get tight with Christ. I pray that you understand what Christ did on the cross for you. His blood makes you righteous. It is not by your own works. You cannot get there on your own. Otherwise, Christ died in vain. And I'm a sinner just as much as anybody else. I'm not perfect. Thank goodness. Thank God for the blood of Christ. Thank Jesus, the Lamb who died for us. Okay, love you guys. Go Jesus, go. One day closer. Adios, muchachos.